Do you desire a YouTube channel where you can learn fashion designing as in pattern making method from the very beginning to the advanced level? Do you wish to have a comprehensive understanding of what pattern making is all about? Do you even wish to become an expert in pattern making, drafting, styling, and even manipulation? Or you are even a beginner, you don't even have any idea of fashion designing, not to talk of pattern making method or fashion designing, and you desire to have a skill in this field. You desire to groom yourself to become a good fashion designer. Tell you what, you have just turned into the right channel. Hello adorables, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Gina and I'm glad to have you here. In this channel, I'll be taking you on a step-by-step tutorial class on everything you need to know about pattern making, styling, drafting, and even manipulation. But before we move into today's lesson, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the like button, and also hit on the notification bell in order to get notified of my subsequent video uploads. Do not hesitate also to share this video with your friends and your loved ones. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. In today's lesson, I'll be doing more of explanation of the basics that will aid you to be able to understand what pattern making is all about. There's need for you to understand what pattern is all about. What is pattern? What is the importance of pattern making in fashion designing? Why pattern making in fashion designing? And what is the relationship and the importance of measurement in pattern making? All this we'll be considering, we'll be looking at today in today's tutorial class. Let's just say you're about to start an online professional course in fashion designing. The method of cut and sew in the fashion industry is basically divided into two major parts. We have the freehand method and we have the pattern making method. Now let me explain the freehand method. The freehand method is ancient method of cut and sew, which allows for allowance during measurement and does not encourage the detailed measurement of the human body structure. Let's say in freehand, you can just measure a few body parts of the human body and go ahead to cut and sew. But that is not the issue. That is not the case with pattern making. So what is pattern making? Pattern making is a universal method of cut and sew that enables you to have a comprehensive understanding of the human body structure through its detailed measurement. It's like drafting a paper pattern to create a well-fitting garment. Pattern making is also like creating a blueprint of style on a paper before actually creating that style in a physical. It involves calculation of the measurements taken to create a good pattern. So pattern making is a very interesting topic in fashion designing. It is a very interesting method in fashion designing. It is a method of perfection. With the idea and knowledge of a good pattern making, you'll be able to sketch out and construct a well-fitted garment for your clients. You can now see that there is difference between the two methods. There is difference between the freehand method and there's difference between the pattern making method. But even with the differences, you'll notice that there is a key word that links both methods together, and that is measurement. That takes me to the next topic for today's lesson. What is measurement? Measurement in pattern making is the act of taking manual, accurate, and comprehensive data of the human body structure. Your client's body measurement gives you an understanding and a clear understanding of the uniqueness of their body structure. Mrs. A's body structure, after taking the measurement, you find out that the uniqueness in Mrs. A body structure is different from that of Mrs. B body structure. So measurement enables you to understand the uniqueness in the human body structure. So measurement is very, very important. As a fashion designer, there is need for you to understand the importance of measurement in fashion designing, the importance of measurement in pattern making and pattern construction. As a fashion designer, it is important for you to take note of every details in measurements, in your measurements. One of the importance of taking measurements is that it enables you to make proper use of your client's fabric. It enables you to create a well-fitting garment for your client. It prevents you from ruining your client's garments. If you don't take a good and accurate measurement of your client's body, you might not be able to really come out with what that client requires of you. A good measurement taken will enable you to provide a good job for your client, for what your client is paying for. So it is important and very key for you to take note of every details in measurement taken. When you are taking measurement of your client, it is important for you to take note of every detail, every centimeter, every inch counts when taking measurement. There are different ways of taking measurements, and that leads us to the different types of measurement taken. The different ways of taking measurement involves different types of measurement. There are basically three parts of taking measurements. We have the vertical method or type, we have the vertical, we have the horizontal, and we have the circumference. Now, let me explain them one after the other. We have the vertical. The vertical measurement, type of measurement, is the measurement that comes from the shoulder downward. That is the vertical measurement. Example of such measurement is from your shoulder, you have the bust point. That is from your shoulder to the bust point, and from your shoulder to the waistline. So these are examples of the vertical type of measurement. We also have the horizontal type of measurement. The horizontal measurement are measurement taken from the side of the body to the other side across the body. Example of this measurement are across chest, bust span, across back. Those are the horizontal measurement. We also have the circumference measurement. The circumference measurement are measurement that goes around the full circumference of the human body. And that is example of this measurement are the bust measurement, the waist measurement, and the hip measurement. So these are basically the three major types of measurements taken, especially in pattern making method of fashion design. Having explained that, let's look at the human body parts to be measured for the construction of the blouse pattern, the upper body parts of the human body. We are gradually moving to the construction proper, but there are these important points that you need to take note of. Now, what are the human body parts to be measured for you to be able to construct a blouse or shirt pattern? The list of these human body parts, upper body parts to be measured are the bust, the waist, the hip, the bust point, the bust radius, the bust circumference, the center front length, the across chest, across back, the front shoulder arc, the back shoulder arc, the full front length, the nape to waist, the front shoulder slant, the back shoulder slant, the sleeve, and the bicep. So those are the body parts to be measured for the construction of the blouse pattern. You can see that these body parts are much compared to the freehand method. But for you to be able to construct a good pattern, you need detailed measurement of the human body structure. So these are the parts that we'll be considering when it's time for us to start constructing the blouse pattern or the shirt pattern. Now, lastly, let's look at the tips for taking accurate body measurement. What are the tips that you need to know for you to be able to take accurate body measurement? Because the basis for a good construction or pattern construction is measurement, and you must get it right at measurement. If you don't get it right at measurement, you won't be able to construct a good pattern. So what are the tips for you to take a good and accurate measurement? One of it is that when taking measurement of your client must be on a low heel shoe. It's either your client is standing barefooted or with a very low sandal that will not add to the length of your client's measurement. Do you understand? If your client is on a heel, it will add to the length of your client's measurement. And to be able to prevent that, your client is expected to put on a very low sandal or stand barefooted during the course of taking your measurement. While taking measurement, it is also important for you to have a tiny elastic to tie around your client's waist, especially the navel area of your client's waist. Why this is important is that it enables you to know the waistline round the circumference of your client's body. When you are measuring from the vertical aspect, you'll be able to know that this is the waistline. When you are measuring at the back, the nape to waist, you'll be able to know that this is the waistline because the navel is not at the back. It is the rope that will guide you to know that this is the waistline at the back. And when you are taking the side measurement as well, it is the rope as well that will guide you to know that this is where the waistline is. So this is where you are expected to stop your measurement. So that is why the tiny elastic or a tiny rope is important for you to tie around the navel area of your client's waist. Another thing to take note while taking measurements is your client as a female must be putting on a bra. You understand? Your client must be putting on her bra so that you'll be able to take the full measurement of your client's bra. If your client is not putting on bra, you know it cannot be conducive for you to be able to measure. So your client must be on a bra. This is the case with those of us that do home service. We go to our client's house to take their measurement and they feel relaxed and say, take my measurement like that. No, you must encourage your client to put on her bra before taking measurement. Your client also must not be on a loose fitted garment during the course of taking your measurements. Your client must be on a fitted garment for you to be able to take the actual body measurement of your client. While taking body measurement, it is also important for you to write the measurement down. Before then, you get your jotter, you list all the body parts that you need to measure for the blouse and the skirt. You need to jot it down. You know them offhand. You start taking those measurements. And as you are taking the measurements, you must be writing them down so that you don't miss it for each other. So it is important for you to take measurements and write those measurements down as you are taking them so that you don't miss it. Also, while you are taking your measurement, while you are measuring your client, you should also devise a conducive atmosphere, environment for your client that you are taking, because in pattern making, the measurement can be a bit lengthy. And for your client to be able to stand, for you to take all the measurements, you must engage your client in a friendly conversation, a respectful and friendly conversation, so that your client don't get bored during the course of taking this measurement. Also, when taking your measurement, another thing to note is that your measurement should be taken firmly and not tightly, not loosely and not tightly, but firmly. When we get to the practical aspect, you'll understand what that means. Lastly, when taking measurements, avoid putting your hand in between the measurement, the tape that you're using to measure. Avoid putting your hand in between that tape. It is not professional for you to do that. Just place the tape on each other and get the end, the metal part of that tape, get where it stops. That is how to take your measurement. Also, all measurement is expected to be taken by the side, not the front. It is not professional to take measurement in the front side of your client, but the side. So these are the tips for taking accurate and detailed body measurement for the construction of a very good pattern. So having understand these basic points, it is now safe for us to go into the first practical in pattern making, and that practical is the measurement proper of the human body, but that will be in our next class. I hope you have been able to enjoy this tutorial class, and I hope you have been able to gain one or two things from today's tutorial class. So if this tutorial class has been helpful to you, do not hesitate to press the like button. Also press the notification bell so that you get notified of my subsequent video upload. Till we meet again in our next tutorial class, keep aspiring and striving to be the best version of yourself. Thank you. Bye.